without the story. I used to carry the whole thing like a file under my coat, ready with the timeline if somebody came too close. I thought the damage made me legible, thought the hurt explained my face. Like without the old disaster I would disappear in place. But I am not a footnote to the night that changed my tone. I can put the story down and still be known. I can be real without the story, I can be here without the wound. I do not need the worst thing to introduce me in a room. I can be real without the story, it is not my only proof. What happened is a part of me, not the whole truth. Without the story, still real. There are people who keep asking why my eyes don't stay too long. There are places where the silence wants the explanation on. But I do not owe the chapter, I do not owe the map. Not every closed expression has to drag the old room back. Maybe mystery is not hiding, maybe privacy is clean. Maybe I can be a person without showing where I've been. I can be real without the story, I can be here without the wound. I do not need the worst thing to introduce me in a room. I can be real without the story, it is not my only proof. What happened is a part of me, not the whole truth. No more using pain as a language, no more letting it translate. Every pause and every boundary, every time I turn away. If you do not know the story, I'm still standing in the light. Not softer, not erased, just no longer summarized. I can be real without the story, I can be here without the wound. I do not need the worst thing to introduce me in a room. I can be real without the story, it is not my only proof. What happened is a part of me, not the whole truth. Still real, without the story. That night, not tonight. I kept one night breathing in the back room of my head, fed it every silence, let it sleep inside my bed. It knew the shape of midnight, it knew the elevator light, it knew how to make the present feel like it had no right. But the clock is not a doorway, and the dark is not the same. Just because the hour returns does not mean it owns my name. I don't keep the night alive. Tonight is not a second life. I do not have to replay it, just to know I survived. I don't keep the night alive, I let the old hour die. What happened, happened. every night. Tonight, not alive. There was a street below the window, and the sound I used to fear. There was a version of my body that stayed waiting to disappear. But the room is only shadow, and the air is only thin. I do not bring the old scene back just because the dark comes in. Maybe memory is borders, maybe time can close its eyes. Maybe I can stop the rerun without calling it a lie. I don't keep the night alive. Tonight is not a second life. I do not have to replay it just to know I survived. I don't keep the night alive. I let the old hour die. What happened, happened once. It does not get every night. I will not give it the blue light. I will not give it my pulse. I will not make a home for it inside the hours I want. If the past asks for a sequel, I will leave the screen on black. One night already took enough. It does not get to come back. I don't keep the night alive. Tonight is not a second life. I do not have to replay it just to know I survived. I don't keep the night alive. I let the old hour die. What happened, happened once. It does not get every night. Tonight. I don't reopen the same street light came on with its old electric bruise. The same mouth touched the window like it had something to prove. My hand went to the place where the damage used to speak, but I stopped before the pressure made a courtroom out of me. I used to wake the hurt up just to know it had a name. Now I leave it in the dark and it does not make me fade. I don't reopen the wound, it can close and still be true. I don't have to make it fresh just to know what I went through. I don't reopen the wound, I let the skin come back in layers. Healing does not clear your name. Pain does not need my labor. I don't reopen. I don't reopen. There was a song from that winter leaking out of someone else's car. For a second I could feel it try to pull me where we are. But tonight I changed the volume, not my story, not my face. I let the trigger pass me without building it a place. Maybe not returning, it's not the same as being weak. Maybe I can hold the truth without making myself bleed. I don't reopen the wound, it can close and still be true. I don't have to make it fresh just to know forgets his timing, I will not remind it how. If my body learns to quiet, I will not drag it back down. The mark can lose its color, the room can lose its charge. I can stop touching the damage and still know where we are. I don't reopen the wound, it can close and still be true. I don't have to make it fresh just to know what I went through. I don't reopen the wound, I let the skin come back in layers. Healing does not clear your name, pain does not need my labor. I don't reopen. I don't reopen. Unchecked. I leave it unchecked. There is a room in my memory with the light left almost dead. I used to walk back through it just to count what had been said. The chair, the wall, the window, the place my voice went thin. I kept returning to confirm I had really left from it. But leaving is not a question that the room gets to review. I do not need his silence to approve what I went through. I leave the room unchecked, I do not go back in. I do not need the old walls to confirm where I have been. I leave the room unchecked, no final scan, no second test. The fact that I am gone does not need a witness. Unchecked. I don't go back. There is a map I could open, there is a street I could trace. There is a version of the story that still wants me in that place. But the city keeps on moving without dragging me behind. I let the coordinates fade from the front page of my mind. Maybe proof is not a location, maybe distance can be clean. Maybe I can know it happened without standing where it means. I leave the room unchecked, I do not go back in. I do not need the old walls to confirm where I have been. I leave the room unchecked, no final scan, no second test. The fact that I am gone does not need a witness. Corners if they still remember harm. If the room keeps its old weather, it can keep it without me. I am not required to enter just to prove I got free. I leave the room unchecked, I do not go back in. I do not need the old walls to confirm where I've been. I leave the room unchecked, no final scan, no second test. The fact that I am gone does not need a witness. Unchecked. I leave it unchecked. stay buried. There is a photo in the cloud that knows the worst light in my face. I used to open it at midnight like a locked room with no gate. Every pixel had a temperature, every shadow had a voice. I kept giving one still image the power of a choice. My thumb was on the album, but my breath did not go in. For once I let the picture stay where it had been. I let the photograph stay buried. I do not wake the frame. One frozen second does not get to call me by that name. I let the photograph stay buried under dust and that blue light. I do not hold my body to an image from that night. Stay buried. That blue light. There was a time I used its colors to remember how I felt. Like paint needed a picture or it would belong to someone else. But the screen stayed in my pocket and the city moved below. I did not bring the old light back to prove what I already know. Maybe some things can stay hidden without turning into lies. Maybe not looking is not losing. Maybe distance is precise. I let the photograph stay buried. I do not wake the frame. One frozen second does not get to call me by that name. I let the photograph stay buried under dust and that blue light. I do not hold my body to an image from that night. No more courtroom in the gallery. No more proof inside a face. No more asking an old picture to return me to a place. If it stays below the surface, it can still happen. True, I can leave the file unopened and leave that version too. I let the photograph stay buried. I do not wake the frame. One frozen second does not get to call me by that name. I let the photograph stay buried under dust and that blue light. I do not own my body to an image from that night. Stay buried. Stay buried. Old messages. I stopped reading. Your name sat in the archive like a light under the ice. I used to scroll for hours, trying to prove I read it right. Every line became a hallway, every pause became a case. I made a judge out of a screen that never looked me in the face. I was not looking for you, I was looking for my mind, trying to find the first place where the damage crossed the line. I stopped reading the old messages. They do not get to question me. I do not need the same blue light to prove what I already see. I stopped reading the old messages. I let the screen go black. I am not forgetting what happened. I am just not going back. Screen goes black. Not going back. stems like bruises. There were jokes that changed their shape. There were words I held to my ear like a siren under tape. But tonight my thumbs stopped moving. Overproof I do not need. The silence in the glass did not take the truth from me. Maybe memory without replay can still keep its edge. Maybe I can close the archive without losing what was said. I stopped reading the old messages. They do not get to question me. I do not need the same blue light to prove what I already see. I stopped reading the old messages. I let the screen go black. I am not forgetting what happened. I am just not going back. No more trial in my bedroom. No more witness in my hand. No more making every sentence tell me who I am. If the record stays behind me, it is not because I lied. It is because I know the damage without keeping it alive. I stopped reading the old messages. They do not get to question me. I do not need the same blue light to prove what I already see. I stopped reading the old messages. I let the screen go black. I am not forgetting what happened. I am just not going back. The screen goes black. I don't go back. No more rituals for what hurt me. I had a song I only played when the hour turned to 2. Had a glass beside the window. Had a chair reserved for you. Not for love, not for wanting, just the ceremony of pain. I made the room remember what I could not let decay. I caught it being honest, but it kept me on my knees, lighting candles for the damage like it had authority. No more rituals for what hurt me. No more altar in the dark. I do not owe the wound a room. I do not owe the night my heart. No more rituals for what hurt me. It does not get the same old song. What broke me once was real enough without being worshipped all night long. There was a lamp I used to leave on, like a signal to the past. There was a message I would not delete, so the silence would not pass. But tonight I changed the music, and the floor stayed under me. The hurt did not become a god just because it made me bleed. Maybe memory can stay human. Maybe pain can lose the throne. Maybe I can end the ritual without ending what I know. No more rituals for what hurt me. No more altar in the dark. I do not owe the wound a room. I do not owe the night my heart. No more rituals for what hurt me. It does not get the same old song. What broke me once was real enough without being worshipped all night long. I turn the lamp off slowly. I leave the glass unfilled. I let the hour pass me without asking what it killed. If the past wants a ceremony, it can learn to go without. not be proud. No more rituals for what hurt me. No more altar in the dark. I do not owe the wound a room. I do not owe the night my heart. No more rituals for what hurt me. It does not get the same old song. What broke me once was real enough without being worshipped all night long. No more ritual. No more. Nothing needs to bleed again. I know the exact temperature of the night I kept inside. I know the way the screen looked when the truth became a knife. I know the rooms, I know the timestamps. I know the shape of what it cost. I do not need to cut it open just to prove it was not lost. There is no new information inside the old bruise turning red. I can't let the body leave it without losing what it said. Nothing needs to bleed again. I already know it's real. I do not need another wound to certify what I can feel. Nothing needs to bleed again. The record can stay clean. The past does not get fresh blood just to keep believing me. No fresh blood. No fresh proof. There are nights that ask for tribute. There are memories that call. There are names that want attention, like a shadow on the wall. But I keep my hands above it. I keep my pulse inside. I let the old files stay closed and the city keep its lights. Maybe truth can stop performing. Maybe damage can retire. Maybe I can leave the evidence without lighting one more fire. Nothing needs to bleed again. I already know it's real. I do not need another wound to certify what I can feel. Nothing needs to bleed again. The record can stay clean. The past does not get fresh blood just to keep believing me. This is not forgiveness. This is not a softer room. This is just my body not reporting back to you. If the silence feels unfamiliar, I will let it stay strange. I can know what happened and never make it bleed again. Nothing needs to bleed again. I already know it's real. I do not need another wound to certify what I can feel. Nothing needs to bleed again. The record can stay clean. The past does not get fresh blood just to keep believing me. Nothing needs to bleed again. No more proof. I kept the bruise awake, like a witness on my skin. Checked if it's still answered when the blue light entered in. There was silence on the ceiling, there was glass around the moon. I thought if I stopped hurting, it would make the story untrue. But the room did not erase it. When my breathing finally slowed, what happened does not vanish just because I let it go. The pain is not my proof. I do not have to bleed for the record to be honest, for the past to have a shape in me. The pain is not my proof. I can let the nerve go mute. I know it happened to me, even when it stops hurting. My proof. My proof. I used to touch the damage just to make it speak again. Held my hand inside the fire so I would not doubt the flame. But the screen is only glass now, and the night is only late. I do not need a fresh mark to remember what had weight. Maybe peace is not betrayal, maybe quiet is not a lie. Maybe I can leave the evidence without losing my own mind. The pain is not my proof. I do not have to bleed for the record to be honest, for the past to have a shape in me. The pain is not my proof. I can let the nerve go mute. I know it happened to me, even when it stops hurting through. No more pressing on the wound to see if I still feel. No more calling every numbness a reason I was not real. If the scar turns into skin, I will not drag it back to blue. I was there, I know the room. The pain is not my proof. The pain is not my proof. The pain is not my proof. I do not have to bleed for the record to be honest, for the past to have a shape in me. The pain is not my proof. I can let the nerve go mute. I know it happened to me, even when it stops hurting through. Not my proof. Not my proof. The scar does not need. I knew the shape by memory, like a city from above. Every edge, every dark spot, every place I did not touch. I would check it in reflections in the mirror after rain, as if looking made it honest, as if leaving made it fade. But the body keeps its record even when I turn away. What was true does not get weaker when it stops asking to be named. The scar does not need attention to prove it used to burn. I do not have to show it light for the nerve to have learned. The scar does not need attention. I can leave it under skin. I am more than what survived me and where the wound has been. Under skin. Under skin. There is a dress I stopped wearing. There is a month I used to blame. There is a part of me that waited for the mark to say my name. But tonight the mirror softened into glass and nothing more. I did not ask the old line what it was staying for. If it pales, it does not lie. If I stop pointing to the damage, I'm not choosing your side. I am choosing not to stand here with my proof under a flame. I am choosing my own body without making it explain.